Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, everyone. Elaine and Bert, your boys, you know us by now. We're the Dividend Diplomats. We're putting out a fun video today. This one's going to be a little bit more interactive. We're taking a break from talking about dividend stocks, about all the stocks we're buying, all the stocks on our watch list. And today we're going to focus on helping all of you increase the interest that you can earn on your cash. We're going to discuss high yield savings accounts, how to get the most out of every single dollar you save, and other strategies such as CDs, potential treasuries, and other ways to keep growing your income in banks.
Guys, before we dive in to make more money on your idle money, smash that subscribe button, give Bert and I a nice thumbs up. We're here to see you make sure you guys are maximizing your cash right now. You know, we're going to talk about a few facets, as Bert says: savings accounts, money markets, no penalty CDs, treasuries.
Yes.
Yeah, again, you name it. We're going to dive in.
Yeah, and now that it's baseball season, I think it's appropriate for all of us to say it's like building a financial freedom isn't all about swinging for the fences and getting the one-time big pops in there. Like, your road to getting to financial freedom is making money most every dollar. You can do some easy things. You get singles, doubles, triples, home runs. Every single thing is going to matter and make a big difference on your way. And opening up high yield savings accounts, opening up all of these is probably one of the easiest and fastest ways for you to immediately grow your income. You can start earning more tomorrow by executing on this strategy and opening up a savings account, a high yield savings account, if you haven't already.
No, couldn't agree more. And I mean, you can earn right now. Obviously, right now is not promised for tomorrow, so just keep that in mind. The beauty that the banks have with online savings accounts, and even money market accounts is they can just, oh wait, we don't need it anymore. They could just turn the dial and then it's over. So just keep that in mind when you're opening these accounts, transferring funds, when you chase that extra interest rate. Just know that at any time the market turns a different direction, rates decline, or if the bank or credit union or wealth management company doesn't need your cash anymore, they could turn it down, but just want to put at least that disclaimer out there.
Yeah, and it's a very important disclaimer, because we both have high yield savings accounts. We both execute everything we're going to talk about here, but this does not replace investing in dividend stock. We are not saying we don't need to invest in dividend stocks because we're earning X% at this institution. We still want to get that long-term income stream growing. And because to your point, Lanny, it could be tomorrow, rates could come flying down, and the banks and credit unions can just drop the rates like that, where this strategy goes away, and then the market potentially is going to jump up, and you're going to miss the chance to buy some of those undervalued stocks when they were undervalued, and you'll be staring a different kind of issue in the face.
Exactly. So Bert, first off, what account do you primarily use for your high yield earning assets on your cash?
On my cash. So this has actually been kind of funny. It's been a multi-tiered approach, and it's kind of evolved over the last few months. My online bank that we've always used is Capital One. Capital One's had a high yield savings account. And it was in market until rates really started climbing 6 months ago. So then we started opening up SoFi, because what was SoFi doing? SoFi was growing. They acquired a bank, and they were rapidly trying to grow deposits. So they had above market interest rates in there. They were trying to attract the depositors in there. So we brought in SoFi as our high yield savings account. And then I got introduced to Wealthfront, a company it's a fintech company, works with a partner bank. They're offering a strong yield on their account right now. So right now I have three-prong approach. And what interest rates am I earning with them? Capital One is my lowest one. It's 3.4%. SoFi right now I'm earning 4% on that savings account, and Wealthfront offers 4.3%, but they also are offering a booster of 0.5% if you refer a couple people for up to 6 months. So in the short term, I'm earning 4.8% on Wealthfront. So I've shifted as much as I could to Wealthfront because I'm earning the highest level there. But I also have some in Capital One and SoFi.
Wow.
And what about you, Andy?
That's pretty impressive. So I have a lot of our savings at SoFi at 4%. And really that's the down payment that we've just been saving. So it's sitting there. Most of it's at 4%. And then a good chunk of it's actually over at Ally, not in their savings account, not in their money market account, but a lot of it is just held up, quote unquote, brackets because I can exit that at any time. So I treat it like a savings account. Is there 11-month, no penalty, 4.75%. And the reason why I'm with Ally is because years and years ago, transferred investments and savings to Ally from the old Capital One investing,
Yeah.
which before that was ING and all that. So either which way, I ended up just moving out of there to Ally. So any idle cash that I'm going to use for investing does sit at 3.75% before I transfer it to the investment account to make investment moves. But most of my other savings is in there. No penalty 11-month that's currently offered to anybody at 4.75%. After 6 days, you can withdraw it and do whatever you'd like.
Yeah, and I think that's a key, the underline the no penalty on there, because typically how a CD will work is it's for a period of time. It can be short-term, long-term, however much you want to need them. But if you want access to those funds before the CD matures, you typically pay a penalty. You forfeit some interest for X number of months. And that's what makes Ally Bank's no penalty CD very unique and kind of functioning like a savings account. So it's a very creative way that you're using it, because you just have to wait 6 days. But after that, if you need the money, you want to move it somewhere else, you can easily access it. There's no penalty. You just submit it, click a couple buttons, and then boom, you have access to the money just like you would in any ordinary savings account.
Yeah. I'm looking down, I do have in like some other accounts, like at Fidelity, I think in my HSA account that I have cash just sitting there, it's earning 4.54% currently at the time of this video, again, March 30th, in a money market fund, SPRXX. So slightly above what their traditional just money market account is. Their money market fund has a few extra basis points higher than the traditional basic account there.
Yeah, so no, that's great. And I think another key piece with this Ally thing too, what Lanny's also doing and why it's a cool strategy to do, is he's locking in this rate for 11 months. So when interest rates come down, because it's a certain time the interest rates are going to come down, Ally Bank takes their standard savings account and their standard MMA and they drop the rates on it. When SoFi's rate comes down, Wealthfront's rate comes down, Lanny's rate's not going to come down until he withdraws those funds or this 11-month CD matures. So he could experience a very strong, nice period where he's having above market interest rates because he locked in that 11-month CD.
And one thing, and I offer it to anybody here, is after you've been in that 11-month no penalty CD, maybe you've been in there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and it's still being offered, consider closing it and reopening a new one just to extend out the time that you'll have within the 11-month CD.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a great call, Lanny. I mean, again, you just lock in that highest rate as long as you possibly, you're kicking out how much you can earn on that idle cash. That's great. So those are our fast strategies. Again, I use a combination of Capital One, SoFi, and Wealthfront right now for the cash. Lanny's using Ally, the no penalty CDs, money market accounts elsewhere as his majority savings drivers. Those are the big ones that provide us strong rates on our idle cash, but also available liquidity if needed. There are other options too that can be done for other institutions and other routes, such as CDs, brokered CDs, treasuries, if you want to get a little bit longer on there and lock in those rates on the longer side. So there are other options too if you want to lock up the rates for extended periods of time.
Yeah, treasuries right now, again, just at the timing of this video, you could probably get somewhere between 4.8, 4.9% on a US Treasury at the 3-month mark, maybe a little higher at the 6-month mark. But actually, the way that the market's been reacting, the rates are actually trending downwards. So I believe it's getting lower from that point now going forward. And then on the brokered CD or negotiable CD side, it doesn't quite align with the US Treasury, right? Now it's really about, does the bank need cash? So you'll see it tail off a little bit after the 1/2 year mark. But you can usually get somewhere between 5% on a 3-month CD upwards to, like on a callable CD, you might be able to get 5.4, 5.7% on some sort of duration of a CD.
Yeah, I think that's the key point, because the banks need the cash right now. So you have to pay above market rates to attract the depositors in there. So that's why in the brokered CD market, you get these CDs that are there. And the cool thing is they're still FDIC insured up to the limits there. So you can get a high return for a short period of time. CDs that are just much higher than the market if you're willing to go through the broker deposit route. And
Yeah, and where you do that is on a platform such as Fidelity or
Yeah.
Vanguard, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly where I was going next. I log into my brokerage, I hit the bond, I hit the CDs, and boom, it's right there for you. So that's how you can buy them. Is very simple. You put the duration in there. We'll put up a little chart here, a couple of screenshots from it. I've been helping my mom build a nice little CD and treasury ladder for at least 2 years out. And we've been executing using that route.
And again, some other big items to mention here. I know I use Ally. They also have now really promoted their money market account, which is standing at, I think, 4%. So they're kind of competing with the SoFis of the world. VO Bank, VIO, their money market account is at 4.50% right now. So just Google that. Maybe we'll put a link in the description.
Sure.
There's a few others, right, Bert, to mention?
Yeah, there were some we skipped over earlier. Synchrony has a 4% savings account and a 14-month CD at 5%. Lending Club has a 4.25% savings account too. So I mean, there are a ton of them out there. There are a ton of institutions that are offering these high yields, and we'll continue to do it. And the one thing we're gonna ask is, if we haven't mentioned one of them, share them below in the comment section too, where you're seeing some of these higher rates on these too. There are so many institutions out there offering it. Let us know how you're doing.
I know there are a lot of local banks and credit unions out there that are offering some really nice, really good, compelling rates to their customers and members. So even share those. Hey, you might be in the area. Somebody else that's watching this might be in your area that they are looking to put some more money to earn more. So share the wealth literally in the comments.
Yeah. And this is all awesome. This is all fun. If you want to look them up too, I'll put a link. We have on our page about maximizing your cash, where we give a little bit more detailed breakdown of how to go about building one of these items, building some CD treasury ladders, and some links to some of these accounts too. You can also look for like best CD rates on Bankrate, best local CD rates on NerdWallet, best online savings. Now there are a ton of great review sites too that also offer this.
Yeah, in a nutshell, we're really trying to make it a point to say you really should be earning over 4% on any idle cash you have. We've just discussed probably 5 to 10 different ways where you can do that. So you really have no reason not to. I mean, sad to say it, and I'll say it here on the channel though, if you're banking everything with Chase or Huntington or PNC, which I think they do have 1 or 2 promos that they like to tease out there just to make sure you keep all your deposits there. You're probably primary banking items, you're earning very little on it. So, look outside the box at one of these options that we just talked about.
Yeah. And again, FDIC, NCUA insured. These are all options that for the most part can get you the insurance coverages that you need. We're not going to encourage you to do anything with your emergency fund or savings that's not insured, especially in lieu of everything that's happened. It's exciting. It's fun. The goal is to, again, keep maximizing the cash. This is not replacing our dividend investing. This is not an alternative to investing. We're putting our money to work in the market, but we're also putting it to work while it's just sitting there on the sidelines. So please, again, everyone, let us know how you're executing your savings account strategy in that comment section below. What's your stack for savings accounts with MMAs? Do you do the no penalty CDs at Ally like Lanny? We're very curious to see what all of you are doing.
Guys, thanks for rocking with us. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up, or hit them with your music.
No, and if you're not with us, you're against us, everyone.
That was Bert and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats, over and out.